Welcome to this week's Security Report. I'm Felicia Valenzuela. Thanks for joining us. 25-year-old sales consultant Shaniza Diane Jaffer will make her second court appearance at the Sparndam Magistrates Court on February 18 to answer a charge of improper use of a public telecommunications system, contrary to Section 33(1)(b) of the Telecommunications Act, Chapter 4702. Jaffer Ali of Lot 36 6th Street, Commons Lodge, East Coast, Demerara, was arrested last week Thursday in relation to the alleged bomb threat at the University of Ghana on February 5th. Jaffer Ali made her first court appearance on Monday last before Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan, where she pleaded not guilty and was remanded to prison. In the meantime, the University of Ghana is putting in action new security measures for all student staff and other authorized personnel at its Turkine campus. This in light of the bomb threats made against the university last week.
Mindful of the experiences of Tuesday and Wednesday, we recognize that we were not in an adequate preparation mode.
Professor Griffith says following the threats, some of the security protocols to be executed will include the presentation of identification badges at security checkpoints and proper vehicular identification systems.
And so we'll be introducing a few measures. They will run for 2 weeks in the first instance, after which we'll do an evaluation, make modifications as appropriate.
Additionally, Deputy Commissioner and Crime Chief Lyndon Alves explained that the investigation into the student who was recently charged in relation to the bomb threat is still ongoing.
Ms. Jaffer Ali is scheduled to, or should be in court as we speak, to answer to a charge of improper use of public telecommunications system.
In more news from the Ghana Police Force, ranks on Monday last during a 4-hour eradication operation in the Berbice River destroyed several fields of cannabis cultivation with plants measuring from a foot to 4 feet in height. The exact location is Horuru Bakdam. 2 camps with kitchen utensils, clothing, and groceries were also found and destroyed by fire, together with the prohibited plants. A male logger is in custody assisting with the investigations. 18 persons have been detained for questioning in relation to several offenses, including robbery under arms, simple larceny, and housebreaking offenses. They were taken into custody after police in A Division on Saturday last conducted several cordon and search operations in the division's number 2 subdivision. Also on Saturday last, a police team comprised of ranks from headquarters and A Division conducted a similar exercise at the Georgetown Seawall, Camp Street to Vicingen Road. Also on Saturday last, a police team comprised of ranks from headquarters and A Division conducted a similar search at the Georgetown Seawall, Camp Street to Vicingen Road. 6 persons have been arrested for various offenses and 59 motorcycles impounded. A dozen of the cycles were abandoned by the drivers during the operation. A verification of the authenticity of the documents of the said cycles is being done since many are suspected to have been stolen or unlawfully obtained. 70 grams of cannabis was also found. The operations were spearheaded by several senior officers. Warning, the image we are about to show is graphic in nature. The Guyana Police Force is seeking the assistance of the public to identify a male of African descent who died following an accident which occurred at number 61 Public Road, Currentine, Berbice on Monday, February 4, 2019. Before his demise, the victim, who was clad in a gray short-sleeve shirt and light blue short jeans, gave his name and address as Godfrey Wayne Gomes of Seafield Sophia, Georgetown. The body is currently at the New Amsterdam mortuary. Anyone with information that can lead to the identification of the body is asked to contact his relatives or the nearest police station on telephone numbers 333 3501 or 02, 333-2151 or 333-2153. Ranks of the Ghana Police Force G Division Essequibo Coast Islands Traffic Department on Tuesday conducted a lecture to students of the Riverstown Nursery School, Essequibo Coast. Among the topics discussed were the curb drill, of which a practical demonstration was done, uses of the road by small children, which must be under supervision at all times, areas where to play, and the danger of not adhering to traffic rules. The lecture, which was spearheaded by Corporal 19293 Mahadio, saw a total of 24 students and 2 teachers in attendance. Additionally, 25 students and 3 teachers of the Fisher Primary School at Golden Fleece, Essequibo Coast, also benefited from a similar exercise. That exercise was conducted by Constable 20887 Ram Kisoon. On Monday last, in observance of the first anniversary of the Good Hope Senior Citizens Club, Sergeant 14316 Madri, subordinate officer in charge of the Aurora Police Station, and community leader Mrs. Doreen Duncan, held a luncheon at the Good Hope Transformation Center, Good Hope, Essequibo Coast. 50 senior citizens were feted. The appreciation exercise is in keeping with good relations and partnership between the residents and the ranks at Aurora Police Station. News from the Guyana Defence Force now. Aim to be the best at what you do and continue to demonstrate professionalism. That was the charge delivered by Commanding Officer of the Intelligence Corps, Lieutenant Colonel Dromson Makule, as he addressed the graduates of the Grade 3 Medical Assistance course at Base Camp Angana this week. The graduation of this cohort of medical assistants will boost the delivery of medical services across the Uganda Defence Force as it aims to engage its mandate of total national defence. Lieutenant Colonel Makule exhorted the graduates to commit themselves to the pursuit of a higher education beyond the Grade 3 course. Private Orlando Rowland was the best graduating student, while the runner-up was Private Tenisa December. Private Joshua Lewis gained the award for Best Medical Knowledge. The 33-week course was conducted at the Medical Corps at Base Camp Angana and aimed to equip the participants with the knowledge and skills to function effectively and efficiently as Grade 3 medical assistants. The Ghana Defence Force Coast Guard this week commemorated its 29th anniversary with a Thanksgiving ceremony held at Coast Guard Ship Hines, Ramveld, Georgetown. This year's anniversary is being celebrated under the theme defining aggression, enforcing laws, protecting our maritime space for total national defense. The service was attended by Inspector General Colonel Trevor Bowman, other senior officers of the force, Coast Guard ranks, and special invitees. Commander of the Coast Guard, Commander Oren Porter, in his feature address expressed thanks to the stalwarts who worked tirelessly to chart the course of the unit, a course which started with the Marine Wing and evolved into the Coast Guard. The color of the Coast Guard was also consecrated during the service. A recognition ceremony was held following the church service, during which serving and retired personnel were rewarded for their contribution towards the development of the Coast Guard. On the GPF's wanted list, Kelvin Shivgubin is wanted by the police for questioning in relation to murder committed on Harcharan and Premcharan Samar on December 31st, 2018. Anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of Kelvin Shivgubin is asked to contact the police on the telephone numbers on screen or the nearest police station. All information will be treated with the strictest confidence. Also on the police wanted list, Delroy Cleon Morrison is also wanted by the police for questioning in relation to larceny of cattle committed on Abdul Juman between October 25th and November 24, 2018. Anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of Delroy Cleon Morrison is asked to contact the police on the telephone numbers on screen or the nearest police station, and all information will be treated with the strictest confidence. Before we go, if you haven't noticed or heard it already, Charlotte Street running east to west between Shiv Chandrapal Drive and Ernok Street has been converted into a one-way traffic for westbound traffic. According to a notice from the Ghana Police Force, this came into effect from Monday, February 11, 2019. So no vehicle is allowed to proceed east on Charlotte and beyond Ernok Street. And that brings us to the end of this week's Security Report. Goodbye.